Here are 10 lessons from Think Slow and Act Fast, by Professor Dr. Bulver S. Tomar. Introduction. Think Slow and Act Fast by Professor Dr. Bulver S. Tomar is a book that challenges conventional thinking around decision-making. Drawing from psychology and neuroscience, the book discusses the balance between intuitive thinking and more deliberate rational thought. Tomar advocates taking time to gather information, consider various options and potential outcomes before acting on even simple decisions. Through detailed theory, real-world case studies, and exercises, the book provides useful strategies and tools to mitigate biases and errors that can negatively impact decisions. It emphasizes the value of slowing down cognitive processes to make well-informed, low-risk choices. Problems faced by people. 1. People often face several problems when making decisions. 2. Cognitive biases. These are systematic errors in thinking that affect decisions and judgments. Common biases include confirmation bias, availability heuristic, and anchoring bias. 3. Hasty decisions. Making quick decisions without thoroughly considering all options can lead to poor outcomes. 4. Overconfidence. Overestimating one's abilities or knowledge can result in risky decisions. 5. Emotional influence. Allowing emotions to drive decisions can cloud judgment and lead to impulsive actions. 6. Information overload. Having too much information can be overwhelming and make it difficult to make a clear decision. Developing the topic. 1. Develop the topic of Think Slow and Act Fast. One can focus on understanding the principles of slow thinking, recognizing cognitive biases, and applying strategies to make better decisions. This involves 2. Learning about cognitive biases, understanding different types of biases and how they affect decision-making. 3. Practicing deliberate thinking, taking time to gather information, analyze options, and consider potential outcomes. 4. Using decision-making tools, implementing tools and techniques such as pros and cons lists, decision trees, and scenario analysis. 5. Seeking feedback, getting input from others to gain different perspectives and improve decision quality. 6. Reflecting on past decisions, analyzing previous decisions to learn from mistakes and successes. 5 examples of application from the book. Tomar emphasizes the importance of taking time to think through decisions before acting. By slowing down our cognitive processes and avoiding hasty decisions, we can make better choices and achieve more successful outcomes. Here are 5 detailed stories from the book that illustrate the application of these principles in various aspects of life. 1. Entrepreneurial decision-making. Sarah had always dreamed of launching her own product line. She had a brilliant idea for a sustainable fashion brand, but she knew that the fashion industry was highly competitive. Instead of rushing into the decision, Sarah decided to apply the principles from Think Slow and Act Fast. She took several months to conduct thorough market research, analyzing the demand for sustainable fashion and identifying her target audience. Sarah also studied her competitors, noting their strengths and weaknesses. She created a detailed business plan, outlining her brand's mission, vision, and long-term goals. Sarah consulted with industry experts, seeking their advice and feedback. She also attended fashion trade shows and networked with potential suppliers and partners. By the time she was ready to launch her brand, Sarah had a clear understanding of the market and a well-thought-out strategy in place. The result? Sarah's sustainable fashion brand became an instant hit, gaining recognition for its quality and eco-friendly approach. Her story demonstrates the power of taking the time to think through a decision before acting. 2. Investment choices. John had been a successful software engineer for years and had accumulated significant savings. He wanted to invest his money but was wary of making hasty decisions. Inspired by Think Slow and Act Fast, John decided to approach his investments with a deliberate and thoughtful mindset. He started by educating himself about different investment options, such as stocks, bonds, real estate, and mutual funds. John took online courses, read books, and attended financial seminars to build his knowledge. He also analyzed his risk tolerance and financial goals, creating a diversified investment portfolio that aligned with his long-term objectives. John recognized his tendency to be overconfident and actively worked to mitigate this bias. He regularly reviewed his investment performance, sought advice from financial advisors, and made adjustments as needed. By thinking slow and acting fast, John made well-informed investment decisions that yielded positive returns and secured his financial future. 3. Career advancement. Emily had been working as a marketing executive for a mid-sized company for several years. She aspired to advance her career and take on a leadership role but felt unsure about the best path forward. After reading Think Slow and Act Fast, Emily decided to take a strategic approach to her career advancement. She began by conducting a self-assessment, identifying her strengths, weaknesses, and areas for improvement. Emily set clear career goals and developed a plan to achieve them. She sought mentorship from senior colleagues and attended professional development workshops to enhance her skills. Emily also networked extensively, building relationships with industry leaders and attending conferences to stay updated on market trends. She took on challenging projects at work, demonstrating her capabilities and readiness for a leadership role. Emily's deliberate approach paid off when she was promoted to a managerial position, significantly advancing her career. 4. Personal relationships. Mark was experiencing conflicts in his personal relationships. He often reacted impulsively during arguments, leading to misunderstandings and hurt feelings. After reading Think Slow and Act Fast, Mark realized that he needed to approach his relationships with more thoughtfulness and care. He started by reflecting on his emotional triggers and understanding the underlying issues causing conflicts. Mark practiced active listening, allowing his friends and family to express their feelings without interruption. He took time to consider their perspectives and responded thoughtfully rather than reactively. Mark also worked on developing better communication skills, using I statements to express his feelings and needs. By slowing down and thinking through his responses, Mark was able to resolve conflicts more effectively and build stronger, more meaningful relationships. 5. Health and wellness. Lisa had always struggled with maintaining a healthy lifestyle. She wanted to improve her diet and exercise routine but often found herself making impulsive decisions that derailed her progress. Inspired by Think Slow and Act Fast, Lisa decided to take a more deliberate approach to her health and wellness. She started by setting clear health goals and creating a detailed plan to achieve them. Lisa researched different diet and exercise programs, consulting with nutritionists and fitness experts to find the best fit for her lifestyle. She also tracked her progress, making adjustments as needed to stay on track. Lisa practiced mindful eating, taking time to savor her meals and avoid emotional eating. She also incorporated regular exercise into her routine, finding activities she enjoyed to stay motivated. By thinking slow and acting fast, Lisa developed a sustainable health and wellness plan that led to significant improvements in her overall well-being. Here are 10 lessons from the book. Lesson 1. Comprehensive exploration of decision-making. Dr. Tomar delves deeply into the mechanisms behind decision-making, highlighting the interplay between intuitive, fast, and analytical, slow, thinking. This comprehensive approach allows readers to understand how different thought processes can influence their choices. The concept of comprehensive decision-making is thoroughly examined. Decision-making is a crucial skill that influences every aspect of our lives, from personal choices to professional strategies. Tomar's book emphasizes the importance of balancing intuitive thinking with deliberate, rational analysis to make informed and effective decisions. Comprehensive decision-making involves several key steps. 1. Identification of the problem, recognizing and clearly defining the issue that requires a decision. 2. Information gathering, collecting relevant data and insights to understand the context and implications of the decision. 3. Option generation, brainstorming and considering multiple potential solutions or courses of action. 4. Evaluation of options, assessing the pros and cons of each option based on various criteria such as feasibility, risks, and potential outcomes. 5. Decision-making, choosing the best course of action based on the evaluation. 6. Implementation, executing the chosen option and putting the decision into practice. 7. Review and reflection, analyzing the outcome of the decision to learn from the experience and improve future decision-making processes. The concept of comprehensive decision-making. The comprehensive exploration of decision-making involves understanding how cognitive biases, emotional influences, and information overload can impact our choices. Professor Dr. Bulver S. Tomar advocates for a balanced approach that integrates both intuitive and analytical thinking. He explains that while intuition can be valuable, it is essential to slow down and engage in deliberate analysis to avoid hasty and potentially flawed decisions. Tomar also highlights the importance of seeking diverse perspectives, considering long-term implications, and being open to revising decisions based on new information. By adopting a comprehensive approach, individuals can make more informed, thoughtful, and effective decisions. 5 examples from comprehensive decision-making. 1. Entrepreneurial expansion. In a bustling tech hub, Aiden was the CEO of a promising startup. The company had developed a unique software solution, and initial success had led to rapid growth. However, Aiden faced a critical decision, whether to expand the business internationally or focus on solidifying the domestic market. Inspired by Think Slow and Act Fast, Aiden decided to adopt a comprehensive decision-making approach. He began by gathering detailed information on international markets, including potential demand, cultural differences, and legal considerations. Aiden also conducted a thorough analysis of the company's current strengths and weaknesses, ensuring they were well prepared for expansion. To mitigate cognitive biases, Aiden sought input from his executive team and consulted external experts. He also considered the emotional impact of such a significant decision, ensuring that his excitement about the potential for growth did not cloud his judgment. Aiden imagined various scenarios, from successful international expansion to potential challenges and setbacks. He carefully weighed the pros and cons of each option and decided to conduct a pilot launch in a select international market. By thinking slow and acting fast, Aiden successfully navigated the expansion, leading to increased revenue and market presence. 2. Investment decisions. Sophie was an experienced investor known for her strategic approach to investment. One day, she came across an enticing opportunity, a biotech startup with a revolutionary product. However, the company was still in its early stages, making it a high-risk investment. Reflecting on the principles from Think Slow and Act Fast, Sophie chose to approach the decision with deliberate thought. She conducted extensive research on the biotech industry, the company's leadership team, and the potential market for their product. Sophie also reviewed the company's financials, looking for signs of stability and growth potential. Aware of her own cognitive biases, Sophie sought advice from fellow investors and industry experts. She also considered her emotional response to the opportunity, ensuring her excitement did not lead to impulsive decisions. Sophie used scenario analysis to explore different outcomes, from the startup's success to potential failures. After careful deliberation, she decided to invest a portion of her portfolio, balancing the high risk with other safer investments. Sophie's comprehensive approach to decision-making resulted in significant returns when the startup's product achieved commercial success. 3. Career transition. Rebecca had spent over a decade working as a project manager in a large corporation. While she was successful, she felt unfulfilled and longed for a change. An opportunity to join a nonprofit organization focused on environmental conservation piqued her interest. Inspired by Think Slow and Act Fast, Rebecca decided to explore the decision comprehensively. She started by evaluating her career goals and values, ensuring they aligned with the mission of the nonprofit. Rebecca also researched the organization's culture, financial stability, and growth prospects. To gain a deeper understanding, Rebecca networked with current and former employees, gathering insights into their experiences. She also considered the emotional impact of the transition, ensuring she was prepared for the potential challenges. Rebecca used scenario analysis to imagine different outcomes, from a fulfilling new career to potential regrets about leaving her stable job. After thorough deliberation, she decided to make the transition, confident that it aligned with her long-term goals. Rebecca's thoughtful decision-making led to a rewarding career change, where she found greater purpose and satisfaction. 4. Personal health decisions. Michael had always led a sedentary lifestyle, which led to weight gain and health issues. Determined to make a change, he considered various diet and exercise programs. However, he often felt overwhelmed by the plethora of options. Drawing from the principles in Think Slow and Act Fast, Michael decided to take a comprehensive approach to his health decisions. He began by consulting with healthcare professionals, including a nutritionist and a personal trainer. Michael gathered information on different diet plans, exercise routines, and their long-term sustainability. He recognized his own cognitive biases, such as favoring quick fixes, and actively sought to mitigate them. Michael also considered the emotional aspects of his decision, ensuring he chose a plan he could enjoy and stick with. Using scenario analysis, Michael imagined different outcomes, from successful weight loss to potential setbacks. After thorough consideration, he chose a balanced diet and exercise plan that suited his lifestyle. Michael's deliberate approach led to significant improvements in his health and well-being. 5. Family financial planning. Laura and David were a young couple planning their future together. They wanted to buy a house, start a family, and save for their children's education. However, they felt uncertain about how to balance these financial goals. Inspired by Think Slow and Act Fast, Laura and David decided to approach their financial planning comprehensively. They began by setting clear financial goals and creating a detailed budget. They gathered information on mortgage options, savings plans, and investment opportunities. To avoid cognitive biases, they sought advice from financial advisors and conducted thorough research. Laura and David also considered the emotional aspects of their decisions, ensuring they felt comfortable and confident in their choices. They used scenario analysis to explore different financial outcomes, from successful saving and investment to potential financial challenges. After careful deliberation, they created a balanced financial plan that allowed them to achieve their goals while maintaining financial stability. Laura and David's comprehensive approach to decision-making resulted in a secure and prosperous future for their family. Lesson 2. Practical Framework for Thinking and Acting. The book presents a practical framework for balancing quick and slow thinking. Dr. Tomar provides actionable strategies to help readers identify when to rely on intuition and when to engage in more thorough analysis, enhancing overall decision quality. The author presents a practical framework for making well-informed decisions through deliberate thinking and swift, effective actions. This framework integrates cognitive strategies to overcome biases, emotional regulation techniques, and actionable steps to execute plans efficiently. By combining thorough analysis with decisive action, individuals can navigate complex situations and achieve their goals more effectively. Concept of practical framework for thinking and acting. 1. The framework consists of several key components. 2. Deliberate thinking. Take the time to gather relevant information, analyze different options, and evaluate potential outcomes. This step involves critical thinking, scenario planning, and mitigating cognitive biases. 3. Emotional regulation. Recognize and manage emotions that may influence decision-making. This includes mindfulness practices, stress management, and self-awareness to ensure emotions do not cloud judgment. 4. Scenario analysis. Visualize various possible scenarios and their consequences to prepare for different outcomes. This helps in identifying risks, opportunities, and developing contingency plans. 5. Action planning. Develop a clear, actionable plan with specific steps to achieve the desired outcome. This includes setting goals, assigning responsibilities, and creating timelines. Feedback and reflection. Regularly review progress, seek feedback, and reflect on the decision-making process. This helps in learning from experiences and improving future decisions. 5 examples from Practical Framework for Thinking and Acting. 1. Launching a new product. In the vibrant world of tech startups, Olivia was the CEO of a company that had developed a groundbreaking smart home device. She was excited about the product's potential but knew that launching it successfully required a well-thought-out strategy. Inspired by Think Slow and Act Fast, Olivia decided to apply the practical framework for thinking and acting. Olivia began with deliberate thinking, gathering extensive market research and analyzing customer needs. She identified potential competitors and evaluated their strengths and weaknesses. To manage her emotions, Olivia practiced mindfulness techniques to stay calm and focused amidst the excitement. She used scenario analysis to envision different outcomes, such as a successful launch, potential technical issues, and market reception. Olivia then developed a detailed action plan, outlining the steps required for production, marketing, and distribution. She assigned responsibilities to her team and set clear deadlines. Throughout the process, Olivia sought feedback from industry experts and regularly reviewed progress with her team. Her comprehensive approach led to a successful product launch, garnering positive reviews and significant sales. Olivia's story demonstrates the effectiveness of the practical framework in achieving complex goals. 2. Making a career transition. Daniel was a financial analyst who had always dreamed of becoming a landscape photographer. However, the thought of leaving his stable job for an uncertain career path filled him with doubt. After reading Think Slow and Act Fast, Daniel decided to approach his career transition using the practical framework for thinking and acting. He began by conducting deliberate thinking, researching the photography industry, potential clients, and income opportunities. Daniel analyzed his skills and identified areas for improvement, such as advanced photography techniques and business management. To regulate his emotions, Daniel practiced stress relief techniques, such as meditation and exercise, to manage the anxiety of making a significant life change. He used scenario analysis to consider various outcomes, from building a successful photography business to facing initial financial struggles. Daniel then created an action plan, setting specific goals for building his portfolio, marketing his services, and networking with potential clients. He sought mentorship from established photographers and regularly reviewed his progress. The combination of thorough preparation and decisive action led Daniel to a successful career transition. His landscape photography business flourished, and he found fulfillment in pursuing his passion. 3. Navigating personal health challenges. Sophia had been diagnosed with a chronic illness that required significant lifestyle changes. The diagnosis overwhelmed her, and she struggled to figure out the best course of action. Inspired by Think Slow and Act Fast, Sophia decided to use the practical framework for managing her health. She started with deliberate thinking, gathering information about her condition, treatment options, and lifestyle modifications. Sophia consulted with healthcare professionals and researched credible sources to understand her illness comprehensively. To manage her emotions, she practiced mindfulness and relaxation techniques to reduce stress and stay positive. Sophia used scenario analysis to envision different outcomes, such as successful management of her condition or potential health setbacks. Sophia then developed an action plan, outlining her diet, exercise, and medication regimen. She set realistic goals for her health and regularly monitored her progress. Seeking feedback from her doctors and support group, Sophia made adjustments as needed. By applying the practical framework, Sophia successfully managed her chronic illness, improved her quality of life, and regained a sense of control over her health. 4. Improving team performance at work. In a fast-paced corporate environment, Alex was a team leader facing challenges with his team's performance. Deadlines were frequently missed, and morale was low. Determined to turn things around, Alex turned to Think Slow and Act Fast for guidance. Alex began with deliberate thinking, analyzing the root causes of his team's issues. He gathered feedback from team members, identified skill gaps, and evaluated workflow inefficiencies. Alex also worked on emotional regulation, practicing empathy and active listening to understand his team's concerns. Using scenario analysis, Alex considered different approaches, such as reorganizing tasks, providing additional training, or implementing new communication tools. He developed a detailed action plan, setting clear goals, assigning roles, and establishing regular check-ins. Alex encouraged open communication and sought feedback to ensure continuous improvement. The combination of careful planning and decisive action led to a significant improvement in team performance. Morale increased, deadlines were met, and the team's productivity soared. Alex's story illustrates how the practical framework can enhance team dynamics and performance. Lesson 3. Real-world examples and case studies. Dr. Tomar uses a variety of real-world examples and case studies to illustrate key concepts, making the theoretical content relatable and applicable. These examples help to ground abstract ideas in concrete situations, enhancing reader engagement. Tomar illustrates the transformative power of deliberate thinking and swift, effective actions through real-world examples and case studies. These stories highlight how individuals and organizations have successfully applied these principles to navigate complex situations and achieve remarkable outcomes. 1. A startup's strategic pivot. In the competitive world of tech startups, Sarah founded a company focused on developing a revolutionary health tracking device. Initial feedback from potential users was promising, but as the product development progressed, Sarah and her team faced significant technical challenges and market resistance. Sales projections were falling short, and the company was at risk of failure. Inspired by the principles in Think Slow and Act Fast, Sarah decided to take a step back and reevaluate the situation with a clear and deliberate mindset. She gathered her team and conducted a thorough analysis of their product, market trends, and feedback from potential customers. They identified key issues that needed to be addressed and brainstormed potential solutions. Sarah encouraged her team to think critically and consider alternative approaches. They explored various scenarios, including a complete pivot to a new product or market segment. After careful deliberation, they decided to pivot their focus from a consumer health device to a B2B solution targeting healthcare providers. This new direction aligned with market needs and leveraged their existing technology. The pivot required swift and decisive action. Sarah and her team quickly rebranded the product, developed a new marketing strategy, and reached out to potential clients in the healthcare industry. The strategic pivot proved successful, and the company secured significant contracts with major healthcare providers, ensuring its growth and sustainability. 2. Investment firm's risk management. John, a senior portfolio manager at an investment firm, was responsible for managing a diverse portfolio of assets. One day, he received news of an economic downturn that could potentially impact the firm's investments. Faced with this uncertainty, John needed to make critical decisions to mitigate risks and protect the firm's assets. Applying the principles from Think Slow and Act Fast, John began by gathering detailed information about the economic situation, analyzing market trends, and assessing the potential impact on various asset classes. He recognized his own cognitive biases, such as overconfidence, and actively sought input from his team and external experts. John used scenario analysis to envision different outcomes, from a severe economic downturn to a mild recession. He developed a comprehensive risk management plan, outlining specific actions to be taken under each scenario. The plan included diversifying the portfolio, reducing exposure to high-risk assets, and increasing investments in more stable, recession-proof sectors. John's thoughtful and deliberate approach allowed him to act swiftly when market conditions changed. By executing the risk management plan effectively, the firm minimized losses and even identified new investment opportunities. John's leadership and strategic thinking ensured the firm's stability and growth during challenging times. 3. Corporate merger and acquisition. Rebecca, the CEO of a successful manufacturing company, was approached with a lucrative opportunity to acquire a competitor. The potential acquisition promised significant market share growth and operational synergies. However, Rebecca understood the complexity and risks involved in such a major decision. Drawing from the principles in Think Slow and Act Fast, Rebecca initiated a comprehensive evaluation of the acquisition opportunity. She assembled a cross-functional team to conduct due diligence, analyzing the target company's financials, operations, and market position. Rebecca also evaluated the cultural fit between the two organizations and potential integration challenges. To manage her emotions and avoid impulsive decisions, Rebecca practiced mindfulness and sought advice from trusted mentors. She used scenario analysis to explore different outcomes, from a successful acquisition and smooth integration to potential cultural clashes and operational disruptions. Rebecca's team developed a detailed action plan, outlining the steps required for a successful acquisition and integration process. They set clear milestones, assigned responsibilities, and established a communication strategy to keep all stakeholders informed. By applying a deliberate and strategic approach, Rebecca's company successfully acquired and integrated the competitor, achieving the desired market share growth and operational synergies. The acquisition strengthened the company's market position and created new growth opportunities. 4. Public health crisis response. Michael, the director of a public health agency, was tasked with managing a response to a sudden outbreak of a contagious disease. The situation required urgent action to prevent the spread of the disease and protect public health. However, Michael knew that hasty decisions could lead to unintended consequences. Inspired by the principles in Think Slow and Act Fast, Michael adopted a comprehensive approach to decision-making. He gathered detailed information about the outbreak, including transmission rates, affected populations, and available resources. Michael consulted with epidemiologists, healthcare providers, and community leaders to develop a coordinated response. To manage his emotions and remain focused under pressure, Michael practiced stress relief techniques and sought support from his team. He used scenario analysis to explore different response strategies, from aggressive containment measures to more targeted interventions. Michael's team developed a detailed action plan, outlining the steps required to contain the outbreak, provide medical care, and communicate with the public. They established clear roles and responsibilities, set timelines, and coordinated with local, state, and federal agencies. The comprehensive and well-coordinated response successfully contained the outbreak, minimized the impact on public health, and restored confidence in the community. Michael's leadership and strategic thinking demonstrated the importance of deliberate decision-making in crisis situations. They used scenario analysis to explore different financial outcomes, from successful saving and investment to potential financial challenges. After careful deliberation, they created a balanced financial plan that allowed them to achieve their goals while maintaining financial stability. Lily and David's comprehensive approach to decision-making resulted in a secure and prosperous future for their family. Lesson 4. Emphasis on self-awareness and reflection. A significant theme in the book is the importance of self-awareness in decision-making. Dr. Tomar encourages readers to reflect on their thought processes and biases, promoting a more conscious approach to making choices that align with their values and goals. Self-awareness and reflection are emphasized as critical components of effective decision-making. Self-awareness involves recognizing one's thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, while reflection entails critically analyzing past experiences to learn and improve. Together, these practices help individuals understand their strengths and weaknesses, identify cognitive biases, and make more informed choices. The concept of self-awareness and reflection. Self-awareness is the ability to introspect and recognize internal states, including thoughts, emotions, and motivations. It allows individuals to understand how these factors influence their decisions and actions. Self-aware individuals can better regulate their emotions, mitigate cognitive biases, and respond to situations more effectively. Reflection involves looking back at past experiences, analyzing what went well and what did not, and identifying lessons learned. Reflective practice helps individuals gain insights into their decision-making processes, recognize patterns, and make improvements. It fosters continuous growth and development, enabling individuals to adapt and refine their strategies. Examples from self-awareness and reflection. 1. Entrepreneur's journey to success. In the bustling city of San Francisco, Jane, a young entrepreneur, was determined to launch a tech startup. Despite her initial enthusiasm, she faced numerous challenges and setbacks. Jane often felt overwhelmed by the pressure and uncertainty. Inspired by Think Slow and Act Fast, she decided to focus on self-awareness and reflection to navigate her entrepreneurial journey. Jane began by practicing self-awareness, regularly checking in with her thoughts and emotions. She recognized that her fear of failure often led to impulsive decisions. To counteract this, Jane implemented mindfulness techniques to stay calm and focused. She also sought feedback from mentors and peers to gain different perspectives. Reflecting on her past decisions, Jane identified patterns that hindered her progress. She realized that rushing into partnerships without thorough evaluation had caused several setbacks. By critically analyzing these experiences, Jane developed a more strategic approach to forming partnerships. Over time, Jane's commitment to self-awareness and reflection paid off. Her startup gained traction, attracting investors and customers. Jane's story illustrates the transformative power of self-awareness and reflection in achieving entrepreneurial success. 2. Leadership development in corporate world. David, a senior manager at a multinational corporation, aspired to become an effective leader. However, he often struggled with managing his team and making impactful decisions. After reading Think Slow and Act Fast, David decided to prioritize self-awareness and reflection in his leadership journey. David began by seeking feedback from his team and colleagues to understand their perceptions of his leadership style. He realized that his tendency to micromanage was demotivating his team. By becoming more self-aware, David learned to trust his team's abilities and delegate responsibilities more effectively. David also practiced reflection, regularly analyzing his decisions and their outcomes. He identified instances where emotional reactions had influenced his choices, leading to suboptimal results. By reflecting on these experiences, David developed strategies to manage his emotions and make more rational decisions. Through continuous self-awareness and reflection, David transformed his leadership approach. His team became more engaged and motivated, and their performance improved significantly. David's journey demonstrates the importance of self-awareness and reflection in leadership development. 3. Academic achievement through self-improvement. Sophia, a diligent college student, aimed to excel in her studies. Despite her hard work, she often felt stressed and struggled to achieve her academic goals. Inspired by Think Slow and Act Fast, Sophia decided to focus on self-awareness and reflection to enhance her academic performance. Sophia began by practicing self-awareness, identifying her stress triggers and understanding how they affected her study habits. She realized that her perfectionist tendencies often led to burnout. To address this, Sophia implemented relaxation techniques and set realistic goals to manage her stress. Reflecting on her study methods, Sophia identified areas for improvement. She discovered that cramming before exams was not effective for long-term retention. By analyzing her past experiences, Sophia developed a more structured study routine, incorporating regular review sessions and active learning techniques. Sophia's commitment to self-awareness and reflection resulted in significant academic improvements. She achieved higher grades, felt more confident, and maintained a healthy work-life balance. Sophia's story highlights the impact of self-awareness and reflection on academic success. 4. Personal growth through emotional intelligence. Emily, a marketing executive, often found herself overwhelmed by workplace conflicts and emotional stress. She struggled to maintain a positive mindset and felt drained by the constant pressure. After reading Think Slow and Act Fast, Emily decided to focus on self-awareness and reflection to enhance her emotional intelligence. Emily began by practicing self-awareness, recognizing her emotional triggers and understanding how they influenced her reactions. She realized that her frustration often stemmed from a lack of effective communication. To address this, Emily implemented active listening techniques and practiced empathy to understand her colleagues' perspectives. Reflecting on her past interactions, Emily identified patterns that contributed to conflicts. She discovered that her tendency to react impulsively often escalated situations. By critically analyzing these experiences, Emily developed strategies to manage her emotions and respond more constructively. Through continuous self-awareness and reflection, Emily transformed her approach to workplace interactions. She built stronger relationships with her colleagues, resolved conflicts more effectively, and felt more confident in managing emotional stress. Emily's journey illustrates the importance of self-awareness and reflection in personal growth and emotional intelligence. Lesson 5. Integration of psychological research. The author draws on established psychological research to support his arguments, providing a solid scientific foundation for his claims. This integration lends credibility to the book and reinforces the importance of evidence-based decision-making. Tomar presents a deep exploration of decision-making by integrating findings from psychological research. This integration is essential for understanding the cognitive and emotional processes that underpin human behavior and decision-making. By leveraging insights from psychology, Dr. Tomar provides a framework for making more informed, effective decisions. Concept of integration of psychological research. Integration of psychological research involves applying theories and findings from psychology to enhance decision-making processes. This includes understanding cognitive biases, emotional influences, and the impact of different cognitive strategies. By incorporating these insights, individuals can mitigate errors, improve judgment, and make better decisions. Key components include 1. Understanding cognitive biases, identifying common biases such as confirmation bias, anchoring, and the availability heuristic, and implementing strategies to counteract them. 2. Emotional intelligence, recognizing and managing emotions to ensure they do not cloud judgment. 3. Behavioral economics, applying principles from behavioral economics to understand how people make choices and how to influence those choices effectively. 4. Motivational theories, utilizing theories of motivation to enhance goal setting and achievement. 5. Social psychology, understanding how social dynamics and group behavior influence individual decisions. 5 examples from integration of psychological research. 1. Corporate strategic planning. In the heart of Silicon Valley, Tech Solutions was a growing software company facing a major strategic decision, whether to expand into international markets or consolidate its position domestically. The CEO, Mark, was aware of the complexities and potential pitfalls associated with such a decision. Drawing from the principles in Think Slow and Act Fast, Mark decided to integrate psychological research into the decision-making process. He began by identifying potential cognitive biases that could influence the team's judgment, such as overconfidence and groupthink. To mitigate these biases, Mark encouraged open dialogue, diverse viewpoints, and critical thinking among team members. Mark also utilized principles from behavioral economics, such as prospect theory, to understand how the perceived risks and rewards of expansion would influence decision-making. By framing the options in different ways, he helped the team objectively assess the potential outcomes. Through scenario analysis and emotional regulation techniques, Mark and his team evaluated various strategies and their implications. They ultimately decided to pilot the expansion in select international markets while strengthening their domestic operations. By integrating psychological research into the strategic planning process, Tech Solutions made a well-informed decision that balanced risk and opportunity, leading to successful international growth. 2. Personal financial management. Emma, a young professional, was determined to improve her financial situation but often found herself making impulsive spending decisions. Inspired by Think Slow and Act Fast, Emma decided to apply psychological research to manage her finances more effectively. Emma began by understanding her cognitive biases, such as the present bias, which led her to prioritize immediate gratification over long-term financial goals. To counteract this, she implemented strategies from behavioral economics, such as setting up automatic savings transfers and using commitment devices to limit spending. Emma also recognized the emotional influences on her financial decisions, such as stress and anxiety. She practiced mindfulness and relaxation techniques to manage these emotions and make more rational choices. To enhance her motivation, Emma utilized goal-setting theories, breaking down her financial goals into achievable steps and rewarding herself for milestones reached. She also applied social psychology principles by joining a financial accountability group, where members shared their goals and progress. Through the integration of psychological research, Emma developed a sustainable financial plan that led to improved savings, reduced debt, and greater financial stability. 3. Health and wellness improvement. Michael, a middle-aged executive, had struggled with maintaining a healthy lifestyle for years. Despite numerous attempts to diet and exercise, he often fell back into old habits. After reading Think Slow and Act Fast, Michael decided to integrate psychological research into his health improvement efforts. Michael began by identifying cognitive biases that influenced his behavior, such as the optimism bias, which made him underestimate the difficulty of sticking to a healthy routine. He used strategies from behavioral economics, such as loss aversion, to create incentives for maintaining healthy habits. Recognizing the emotional aspects of his health decisions, Michael practiced emotional regulation techniques to manage stress and avoid emotional eating. He also utilized self-determination theory to enhance his intrinsic motivation by focusing on activities he genuinely enjoyed, such as hiking and swimming. Michael applied social psychology principles by involving his family and friends in his wellness journey. He organized group activities and sought support from a fitness community to stay accountable and motivated. Through the integration of psychological research, Michael successfully adopted a healthier lifestyle, leading to weight loss, increased energy, and improved well-being. Lesson 6. Practical tools and techniques. Think Slow and Act Fast offers practical tools and techniques for improving decision-making skills. These include frameworks for evaluating options, managing risk, and enhancing critical thinking, making the book a useful resource for both individuals and professionals. The author provides a comprehensive guide to practical tools and techniques designed to enhance decision-making and problem-solving abilities. These tools and techniques are grounded in psychological research and are intended to help individuals think more deliberately and act more decisively. By integrating these practical methods into their daily routines, individuals can make more informed choices, mitigate cognitive biases, and achieve better outcomes. The concept of practical tools and techniques. 1. Practical tools and techniques are methods and strategies that individuals can use to improve their decision-making processes. These include 2. Mindfulness practices, techniques such as meditation and deep breathing that help individuals stay present, manage stress, and regulate emotions. 3. Cognitive bias mitigation, strategies to recognize and counteract cognitive biases, such as keeping a decision journal, seeking diverse perspectives, and using decision matrices. 4. Scenario analysis, creating detailed scenarios to visualize potential outcomes and prepare for various possibilities. 5. SWOT analysis, identifying strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats related to a decision or project. 6. Pros and cons lists, listing the advantages and disadvantages of different options to clarify decision-making. 7. SMART goals, setting specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals to guide actions and track progress. 8. Feedback loops, regularly seeking feedback and reflecting on outcomes to learn and improve. 5 examples from practical tools and techniques. 1. Using mindfulness to improve decision-making. In the fast-paced world of corporate finance, Elena was an investment manager constantly under pressure to make quick decisions. She often found herself overwhelmed by stress and anxiety, leading to impulsive choices that sometimes resulted in poor outcomes. After reading Think Slow and Act Fast, Elena decided to incorporate mindfulness practices into her daily routine to improve her decision-making. Elena began each day with a short meditation session, focusing on her breath and clearing her mind. Throughout the day, she practiced deep breathing exercises whenever she felt stressed or anxious. These mindfulness practices helped Elena stay present, manage her emotions, and think more clearly. During a critical investment meeting, Elena used her mindfulness techniques to stay calm and focused. She carefully analyzed the available data, considered various options, and avoided rushing into a decision. By taking the time to think deliberately, Elena made a well-informed investment choice that yielded positive returns for her clients. Elena's story demonstrates the power of mindfulness practices in enhancing decision-making and managing stress. 2. Mitigating cognitive biases with decision journals. Michael, a project manager at a technology firm, was responsible for making complex decisions on a daily basis. He often fell victim to cognitive biases such as confirmation bias and anchoring, which affected the quality of his decisions. Inspired by Think Slow and Act Fast, Michael decided to use a decision journal to mitigate these biases. Michael began by documenting each significant decision he made, including the reasoning behind it, the information considered, and the expected outcomes. He regularly reviewed his decision journal to identify patterns and biases in his thinking. One day, Michael faced a critical decision about the direction of a new project. By reviewing his decision journal, he recognized his tendency to favor information that confirmed his initial beliefs. He actively sought out diverse perspectives and challenged his assumptions. This comprehensive approach led to a more balanced and informed decision, ultimately resulting in the project's success. Michael's story illustrates the effectiveness of using a decision journal to recognize and counteract cognitive biases. 3. Conducting scenario analysis for strategic planning. Sarah, the CEO of a growing startup, was considering expanding her business into new markets. The decision carried significant risks, and she wanted to ensure a thorough evaluation of potential outcomes. After reading Think Slow and Act Fast, Sarah decided to conduct a scenario analysis to guide her strategic planning. Sarah and her team created detailed scenarios for different market entry strategies, including best case, worst case, and most likely outcomes. They considered factors such as market demand, competition, regulatory requirements, and financial projections. By visualizing these scenarios, Sarah's team identified potential risks and opportunities. The scenario analysis revealed that entering the European market presented the highest potential for growth with manageable risks. Sarah used this information to develop a comprehensive market entry plan, including contingency measures for potential challenges. Sarah's strategic planning, guided by scenario analysis, led to a successful expansion into new markets and significant business growth. 4. Applying SWOT analysis for product development. David, the head of product development at a consumer electronics company, was tasked with creating a new product line. To ensure a successful launch, David decided to apply the SWOT analysis technique he learned from Think Slow and Act Fast. David and his team conducted a SWOT analysis, identifying the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats related to the new product. They highlighted the product's innovative features and strong brand reputation as strengths, while noting limited market research and potential production challenges as weaknesses. The SWOT analysis also revealed opportunities for market expansion and collaboration with key partners. However, they identified potential threats from competitors and changing consumer preferences. Using the insights gained from the SWOT analysis, David's team developed strategies to leverage strengths, address weaknesses, capitalize on opportunities, and mitigate threats. The comprehensive approach led to the successful launch of the new product, which received positive market reception and increased sales. David's story demonstrates the value of applying SWOT analysis for informed product development. Lesson 7. Insights into cognitive biases. Dr. Tomar explores various cognitive biases that can affect decision-making, such as confirmation bias and overconfidence. By raising awareness of these biases, the author equips readers to mitigate their influence, leading to more rational and objective choices. The author explores the profound impact of cognitive biases on decision-making and provides practical strategies to mitigate their effects. Cognitive biases are systematic patterns of deviation from rationality and judgment, leading individuals to make illogical decisions. By understanding and recognizing these biases, individuals can improve their decision-making processes and achieve more favorable outcomes. The concept of cognitive biases. 1. Cognitive biases are mental shortcuts or heuristics that the brain uses to simplify decision-making. While these shortcuts can be helpful in certain situations, they often lead to errors in judgment. Common cognitive biases include 2. Confirmation bias, the tendency to search for, interpret, and remember information that confirms one's preconceptions, while ignoring contradictory evidence. 3. Anchoring bias, the tendency to rely too heavily on the first piece of information encountered, the anchor, when making decisions. 4. Overconfidence bias, the tendency to overestimate one's abilities, knowledge, and predictions. 5. Availability heuristic, the tendency to judge the likelihood of events based on how easily examples come to mind. 6. Hindsight bias, the tendency to see events as having been predictable after they have already occurred. 5 examples from insights into cognitive biases. 1. Confirmation bias in financial investments. John was an experienced investor who prided himself on his ability to pick winning stocks. He had recently come across a new tech startup that he believed had great potential. Excited by the prospects, John began to seek out information that supported his initial positive assessment. He read articles that praised the startup's innovative technology and high-growth potential, but he dismissed critical reviews that highlighted potential risks. Inspired by Think Slow and Act Fast, John decided to take a step back and evaluate his decision-making process. He realized that he was falling prey to confirmation bias, selectively focusing on information that confirmed his beliefs while ignoring contradictory evidence. To counteract this bias, John sought out diverse perspectives, including those of skeptics and industry experts. By incorporating a broader range of information, John gained a more balanced understanding of the startup's strengths and weaknesses. This allowed him to make a more informed investment decision. Ultimately, John's critical evaluation led to a profitable investment, illustrating the importance of recognizing and mitigating confirmation bias. 2. Anchoring bias in negotiations. Emily, a skilled negotiator, was in the process of closing a major deal for her company. During the initial negotiation, the other party presented an opening offer that was significantly lower than Emily's target price. Despite knowing that the offer was just a starting point, Emily found herself anchored to that initial figure, struggling to negotiate a higher price. Reflecting on the principles from Think Slow and Act Fast, Emily recognized the influence of anchoring bias on her negotiation strategy. To counteract this bias, she decided to reframe her approach by setting clear goals and focusing on the value her company brought to the table. Emily gathered data on market rates, competitor pricing, and the unique benefits of her company's offering. Armed with this information, she confidently presented a counteroffer that was aligned with her target price. By shifting her focus away from the initial anchor, Emily successfully negotiated a favorable deal for her company. Emily's story highlights the impact of anchoring bias in negotiations and the importance of setting clear goals and gathering relevant information. 3. Overconfidence bias in project management. David, a project manager, was known for his ambitious and optimistic approach to managing projects. He often set aggressive deadlines and assured his team that they could complete tasks ahead of schedule. However, despite his confidence, many projects faced delays and challenges. After reading Think Slow and Act Fast, David realized that his overconfidence bias was affecting his project planning. He tended to overestimate his team's capabilities and underestimate potential obstacles. To address this bias, David decided to incorporate more realistic assessments into his planning process. David began by seeking input from his team members, encouraging them to provide honest feedback on timelines and potential risks. He also conducted thorough risk assessments and created contingency plans for unexpected challenges. By adopting a more measured and collaborative approach, David was able to set achievable deadlines and improve project outcomes. David's story demonstrates the importance of recognizing and mitigating overconfidence bias in project management. 4. Availability heuristic and risk assessment. Sarah, a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, was responsible for assessing and mitigating workplace risks. After a recent incident where an employee was injured, Sarah became hyper-focused on preventing similar accidents. She implemented several new safety protocols based on the availability of the recent incident in her mind. Reflecting on the insights from Think Slow and Act Fast, Sarah recognized that she was influenced by the availability heuristic, which led her to prioritize recent events over a comprehensive risk assessment. To address this bias, Sarah decided to conduct a thorough review of all potential hazards in the workplace, rather than focusing solely on recent incidents. Sarah gathered data on past incidents, industry best practices, and potential risks specific to the manufacturing processes. By taking a more balanced approach, she identified several overlooked hazards and implemented safety measures to address them. This comprehensive risk assessment led to a safer work environment and reduced the likelihood of future incidents. Sarah's story illustrates the impact of the availability heuristic on risk assessment and the importance of a comprehensive approach. Lesson 8. Relevance to modern challenges. The book addresses contemporary challenges, such as information overload and rapid technological change, which often demand quick decision-making. Dr. Tomar's insights are particularly relevant in today's fast-paced environment, where the ability to think critically is essential. The concept of balancing deliberate thinking with decisive action is particularly relevant to the myriad challenges faced in modern society. Whether in personal development, professional settings, or navigating complex societal issues, the principles outlined in the book provide a framework for making informed decisions that can lead to successful outcomes. In a world characterized by rapid technological advancements, constant information overload, and unprecedented global challenges, these principles are more important than ever. The concept of relevance to modern challenges. Relevance to modern challenges involves understanding how the principles of slow, deliberate thinking and fast, effective action can be applied to contemporary issues. The core idea is that by taking the time to think carefully and gather information before acting, individuals and organizations can make better decisions, avoid cognitive biases, and respond more effectively to complex situations. This approach is crucial in a world where decisions often have far-reaching consequences, and the ability to adapt and respond quickly is essential for success. Examples from relevance to modern challenges. 1. Navigating the digital age. Emma was a social media manager for a prominent fashion brand. The digital landscape was constantly evolving, and staying ahead of trends was crucial for maintaining the brand's online presence. However, the overwhelming amount of information and the pressure to act quickly often led to hasty decisions that did not always yield the best results. Inspired by Think Slow and Act Fast, Emma decided to implement a more deliberate approach to her work. She started by setting aside time each week to research emerging trends, analyze competitors, and gather data on audience preferences. Emma used this information to develop a comprehensive social media strategy, considering various scenarios and potential outcomes. When a new platform emerged, Emma conducted a detailed analysis to determine its relevance and potential impact on the brand. Instead of rushing to adopt it, she weighed the pros and cons and developed a pilot campaign to test its effectiveness. By balancing slow, deliberate thinking with timely action, Emma successfully navigated the digital age. Her strategic approach led to increased engagement, brand loyalty, and a stronger online presence. Emma's story highlights the importance of applying deliberate thinking to modern digital challenges. 2. Adapting to remote work. John, a project manager at a software development company, faced the challenge of transitioning his team to remote work due to a global pandemic. The sudden shift disrupted workflows, and maintaining productivity and team cohesion became a significant concern. Drawing from the principles in Think Slow and Act Fast, John decided to approach the transition with a deliberate and thoughtful mindset. He began by conducting a survey to understand his team's needs, preferences, and concerns regarding remote work. John also researched best practices for remote collaboration and productivity tools. Using the insights gained, John developed a comprehensive remote work strategy. He implemented regular virtual check-ins, set clear expectations, and provided training on new tools and technologies. John also emphasized the importance of maintaining work-life balance and encouraged his team to practice self-care. To ensure continuous improvement, John sought feedback from his team and made adjustments as needed. The deliberate approach allowed the team to adapt to remote work seamlessly, maintaining productivity and morale. John's story demonstrates the relevance of deliberate thinking and decisive action in navigating the challenges of remote work. 3. Addressing climate change. Rebecca, an environmental scientist, was passionate about addressing climate change and promoting sustainable practices. She recognized that tackling this global challenge required a strategic and well-informed approach. Inspired by Think Slow and Act Fast, Rebecca decided to apply the principles of deliberate thinking and decisive action to her work. Rebecca began by conducting thorough research on the latest climate science, policy developments, and technological innovations. She collaborated with experts across various fields to gather diverse perspectives and identify effective solutions. Rebecca also engaged with communities to understand their needs and challenges related to climate change. Using scenario analysis, Rebecca developed strategies for reducing carbon emissions, promoting renewable energy, and enhancing climate resilience. She prioritized actions based on their potential impact and feasibility, ensuring that resources were used efficiently. Rebecca's strategic approach led to the successful implementation of several sustainability initiatives, including community-based renewable energy projects and policy advocacy for stronger climate regulations. Her efforts contributed to meaningful progress in the fight against climate change. Rebecca's story highlights the importance of deliberate thinking and decisive action in addressing complex global challenges. 4. Enhancing cybersecurity. Michael, the Chief Information Security Officer, CISO, at a financial institution, was responsible for protecting the organization from cyber threats. The ever-evolving nature of cyber attacks required a proactive and strategic approach to cybersecurity. Inspired by Think Slow and Act Fast, Michael decided to implement a comprehensive cybersecurity strategy. He began by conducting a thorough risk assessment to identify potential vulnerabilities and threats. Michael gathered input from IT professionals, cybersecurity experts, and industry peers to gain a holistic understanding of the threat landscape. Using scenario analysis, Michael developed contingency plans for various types of cyber attacks, such as phishing, ransomware, and data breaches. He implemented advanced security measures, including multi-factor authentication, encryption, and continuous monitoring. Michael also prioritized employee training and awareness programs to ensure that all staff members understood the importance of cybersecurity and knew how to identify and respond to threats. By seeking feedback and regularly reviewing the effectiveness of security measures, Michael ensured that the organization remained resilient against cyber attacks. Michael's strategic approach to cybersecurity protected the financial institution from significant threats and safeguarded sensitive data. His story demonstrates the relevance of deliberate thinking and decisive action in enhancing cybersecurity. Lesson 9. Encouragement of continuous learning. Dr. Tomar emphasizes the importance of continuous learning and adaptation in decision-making. He advocates for a growth mindset, encouraging readers to view challenges as opportunities for growth and to seek out knowledge that can enhance their decision-making abilities. The concept of continuous learning is emphasized as a fundamental aspect of personal and professional development. Continuous learning involves the ongoing process of acquiring new knowledge, skills, and experiences throughout one's life. By fostering a mindset of curiosity and growth, individuals can adapt to changing environments, overcome challenges, and achieve their goals. Dr. Tomar's book provides insights and practical strategies to encourage continuous learning and its application in various aspects of life. The concept of continuous learning. 1. Continuous learning is the pursuit of knowledge and skills throughout one's life. It involves 2. Curiosity, cultivating a sense of curiosity and a desire to explore new topics and ideas. 3. Growth mindset, embracing challenges and viewing failures as opportunities to learn and grow. 4. Lifelong learning, recognizing that learning does not stop after formal education, it is a lifelong endeavor. 5. Adaptability, being open to change and willing to update knowledge and skills to stay relevant. 6. Reflection, regularly reflecting on experiences to gain insights and improve future performance. 5 examples from encouragement of continuous learning. 1. Career advancement through continuous learning. In the bustling city of London, Anna was an ambitious marketing executive working for a leading advertising agency. She had always been driven by a desire to excel in her career, but she knew that the advertising industry was constantly evolving. To stay ahead of the curve, Anna embraced the concept of continuous learning, as emphasized in Think Slow and Act Fast. Anna began by setting clear learning goals for herself. She enrolled in online courses to enhance her digital marketing skills, attended industry conferences, and read the latest marketing publications. Anna also sought mentorship from experienced colleagues and actively participated in professional networks. Her commitment to continuous learning paid off when she was promoted to the role of marketing director. Anna's ability to adapt to new trends and technologies allowed her to lead successful marketing campaigns and drive business growth. Her story demonstrates how continuous learning can lead to career advancement and professional success. 2. Personal development through lifelong learning. Mark, a retired engineer living in a quiet suburban town, always had a passion for photography. After retiring, he decided to dedicate more time to this hobby. Inspired by Think Slow and Act Fast, Mark embraced the concept of lifelong learning to enhance his photography skills. Mark joined a local photography club, where he met other enthusiasts who shared his passion. He attended workshops, participated in photo walks, and sought feedback from experienced photographers. Mark also enrolled in online courses to learn about advanced photography techniques and digital editing. Through continuous learning, Mark's photography skills improved significantly. He started participating in local exhibitions and even won several photography awards. Mark's story illustrates how lifelong learning can lead to personal growth and fulfillment, allowing individuals to pursue their passions and achieve their goals. 3. Entrepreneurial success through continuous learning. Sophie, an aspiring entrepreneur, dreamed of starting her own bakery in the heart of New York City. However, she knew that running a successful business required more than just baking skills. Inspired by Think Slow and Act Fast, Sophie committed herself to continuous learning to achieve entrepreneurial success. Sophie began by taking business management courses to understand the fundamentals of running a business. She also attended culinary workshops to refine her baking techniques and learn about the latest trends in the industry. Sophie sought mentorship from successful entrepreneurs and actively participated in networking events. Her dedication to continuous learning paid off when she successfully launched her bakery, which quickly became a local favorite. Sophie's ability to adapt to market trends and continuously improve her skills allowed her to build a thriving business. Her story demonstrates how continuous learning can drive entrepreneurial success and innovation. 4. Educational achievement through continuous learning. Emily, a dedicated high school teacher in Chicago, was passionate about providing the best education for her students. She recognized that the field of education was constantly evolving, and she needed to stay updated with the latest teaching methodologies. Inspired by Think Slow and Act Fast, Emily embraced the concept of continuous learning. Emily regularly attended professional development workshops and educational conferences. She also pursued advanced degrees in education to deepen her knowledge and expertise. Emily collaborated with fellow educators to share best practices and innovative teaching strategies. Her commitment to continuous learning transformed her teaching approach, making her classes more engaging and effective. Emily's students consistently performed well academically, and she received numerous accolades for her contributions to education. Her story highlights how continuous learning can lead to educational achievement and professional growth in the field of teaching. 5. Adapting to technological advances through continuous learning. David, a seasoned software developer, worked for a tech company in Silicon Valley. The rapid pace of technological advancements in the industry posed a constant challenge. To stay relevant and competitive, David embraced the principles of continuous learning, as outlined in Think Slow and Act Fast. David regularly enrolled in online courses to learn about new programming languages and technologies. He attended tech conferences and hackathons to stay updated with the latest industry trends. David also joined professional forums and communities to collaborate with other developers and exchange knowledge. His dedication to continuous learning allowed him to stay at the forefront of technological innovation. David's ability to adapt to new technologies and continuously update his skills made him an invaluable asset to his company. His story demonstrates how continuous learning is essential for staying relevant and thriving in rapidly evolving industries. Lesson 10. Balanced perspective on speed and deliberation. The book strikes a balance between the need for speed in certain situations and the value of deliberate thought. Dr. Tomar effectively communicates that while quick decisions may be necessary, taking the time to reflect can lead to better outcomes, fostering a more nuanced understanding of when to act fast and when to think slow. The author explores the delicate balance between speed and deliberation in decision-making. He argues that effective decision-making requires both rapid, intuitive judgments and slow, deliberate thinking. By understanding when to use each approach, individuals can make more informed and impactful decisions. The concept of balanced perspective on speed and deliberation. A balanced perspective on speed and deliberation involves recognizing the value of both quick decisions and thoughtful analysis. Quick decisions rely on intuition and experience, allowing for efficient responses in time-sensitive situations. Deliberate thinking, on the other hand, involves a systematic approach to gathering information, evaluating options, and considering potential outcomes. By integrating both methods, individuals can adapt to various scenarios and make well-rounded decisions. 5 examples from balanced perspective on speed and deliberation. 1. Crisis management in healthcare. In a bustling urban hospital, Dr. Emily Brown, an experienced emergency room physician, faced a sudden influx of patients after a major accident. The situation required immediate action to triage and treat the injured. Drawing from her extensive experience and intuition, Dr. Brown made quick decisions to prioritize patients based on the severity of their injuries. She directed her team efficiently, ensuring that critical cases received immediate attention. Once the initial rush was under control, Dr. Brown transitioned to a more deliberate approach. She carefully reviewed each patient's condition, consulted with specialists, and adjusted treatment plans as needed. By balancing speed and deliberation, Dr. Brown and her team provided high-quality care and saved numerous lives. This example illustrates the importance of combining rapid, intuitive decision-making with thoughtful, systematic analysis and crisis management. 2. Corporate strategy in business. James, the CEO of a successful tech company, faced a challenging decision about entering a new market. The opportunity presented significant potential for growth, but it also came with substantial risks. James knew that making a hasty decision could jeopardize the company's future, so he decided to balance speed and deliberation. James began with a quick assessment of the market opportunity, leveraging his intuition and industry knowledge. He identified key factors such as market demand, competitive landscape, and potential challenges. This initial assessment helped him determine that the opportunity was worth exploring further. James then transitioned to a more deliberate approach. He assembled a cross-functional team to conduct thorough market research, financial analysis, and risk assessment. The team developed detailed scenarios and contingency plans, ensuring that all aspects of the decision were carefully considered. By balancing speed and deliberation, James made a well-informed decision to enter the new market. The strategic move resulted in significant growth and solidified the company's position as an industry leader. 3. Product development and technology. Sophia, the head of product development at a leading tech company, was tasked with launching a new software product. The market was highly competitive, and time was of the essence. Sophia knew that a quick launch was necessary to stay ahead of competitors, but she also understood the importance of thorough development and testing. Sophia began by leveraging her team's expertise and intuition to identify key features and functionalities that would set the product apart. They made rapid decisions on the core aspects of the software, allowing for a swift initial development phase. Once the foundation was laid, Sophia shifted to a more deliberate approach. The team conducted extensive testing, gathered feedback from beta users, and made iterative improvements. They carefully analyzed data and adjusted the product based on user insights. This balanced approach allowed Sophia to launch a high-quality product on time. The software received positive reviews and gained a substantial market share, demonstrating the effectiveness of combining speed and deliberation in product development. 4. Decision-making in sports. Coach Michael Johnson led a college basketball team to numerous victories with his strategic acumen and ability to make quick decisions during games. In the final seconds of a championship game, his team was down by 1 point. Michael had to make an immediate decision on the play that would determine the outcome. Relying on his intuition and experience, Michael quickly called a timeout and devised a play that took advantage of the opposing team's weaknesses. His quick decision resulted in a successful shot that won the game. However, Michael's success was not just due to his rapid decision-making. Throughout the season, he had spent countless hours analyzing game footage, studying opponents, and developing detailed game plans. His deliberate approach to preparation ensured that he was ready to make effective quick decisions when needed. This example highlights the importance of combining quick, intuitive judgments with thorough, deliberate preparation in sports decision-making. 5. Financial planning for families. Laura and David, a young couple, were planning their financial future, which included buying a house, saving for their children's education, and preparing for retirement. They understood that making hasty financial decisions could lead to long-term consequences, so they aimed to balance speed and deliberation in their planning. The couple began with a quick assessment of their current financial situation, including their income, expenses, debts, and savings. They used this initial assessment to set immediate goals, such as creating an emergency fund and reducing high-interest debt. For their long-term financial goals, Laura and David took a more deliberate approach. They researched different investment options, consulted with financial advisors, and developed a comprehensive financial plan. They used tools like SWOT analysis to evaluate the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of their financial decisions. By balancing speed and deliberation, Laura and David created a solid financial plan that allowed them to achieve their immediate and long-term goals. Their careful planning and informed decisions ensured financial stability and security for their family. Think Slow and Act Fast is a thought-provoking guide that challenges readers to reevaluate their approach to decision-making. With its blend of psychological insights, practical strategies, and real-world applications, the book serves as a valuable resource for anyone looking to improve their decision-making skills. Dr. Tomar's emphasis on self-awareness, cognitive biases, and the importance of reflection makes this book a must-read for both personal development and professional growth. Thank you for listening. I hope this content is useful to you. If you like this kind of content, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel to support our team.